machine was blue screening. I did reinstalled and lost everything. I was very irritated.
You have the Focusrite Scarlet 2i4?
2i4 first gen.
You have the same one that I do. You had the same issue that I had.
Yes.
Like 3 years ago. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yes. So I want to upgrade it. They fixed it with the second gen. They tried to do too fucking much over one USB port. The second gen they added a power brick. Crazy. Mm-hmm. The third one's the new ones run off USB-C, which is great. Fix it, but god damn, it took me so long to fucking figure out that was an issue. I was so mad.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't have much issue tonight. But right now we're streaming live to the people as we wait for people to join.
Cat was in here a minute ago. I don't know where he went.
Yep. We might just be getting prepped here. And I'm actually finishing getting prepped on my end. I'm trying to come up with one more name here.
Use that fantasy name generator thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Oh man. That's so fucking convenient.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm all prepped for tonight. Okay, yeah, got it all set up and ready to go.
There's Caputic.
Hello.
Caputic. Hello there. Just waiting on Goody now.
Oh, sorry, I was supposed to do your thing. That's it. Just in case you need to get that going.
I am just what I'm looking for. I'm actually sitting at the Swift terminal right now and trying to use their internet. It was going fast enough for 20 minutes later, but I'm stuck. I'm just gonna blame Little Pony and say that it's a piece of shit, but that's just
I mean, it's a fair assumption.
You guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, you're okay.
I need to turn you up just a little bit on my end here. That's just me having to adjust the levels in general.
There he is.
Here I am.
Hey. All right.
Como está el biches?
So Nikki overheard some people speaking Spanish at a restaurant the other day, and he said, "Oh, Daddy, they're speaking Duolingo."
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, let's see. Well, I believe I've got everything here prepped and ready to go. So let's just jump right into it. Hi guys, welcome to fucking Champions of Narr'tor. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey.
Como está el biches?
It's like fucking Watto from Phantom Menace.
I can drive, I can promise you that.
My money's on Sebulba.
Hey!
He always win.
Oh man, oh that's good shit. All right, so last time on Champions of Narr'tor, our brave champions made their way successfully through the trials of the Grey Order and made their way through the Forest of Infinities and came out the other end. Yeah, on the, let me grab that, Sanctum of the Grey Order.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, we will be joining our heroes in their emergence into the Sanctum here. So let me just grab a proper music for this as we emerge into what appears to be it doesn't even seem to be of this world. It's like passing through that door brought you somewhere separated. You see in the distance horizon, you see like floating land masses. You see along the main tower in the middle, you see all of these different outcroppings of bridges leading up to different towers that seem like, by normal architecture, they should not exist. And and along the entire precipice of this area, you see various humanoid races, but even more so, you see these reptilian-like humanoids that seem very similar to the messenger from the Grey Order that you had encountered before, Aramis the Loyal. So I will pull up a picture of that real quick, just to give you an idea of these various individuals that you see.
Humanoid.
Draconic beings.
Draconid.
Yeah. Draconid. So, this is what you emerge to.
Whoa.
And you see that as you've emerged from the forest and are new arrivals to this area, some of the humanoids in this area have taken notice of new arrivals to their sanctum. And they seem slightly apprehensive at first. They are unfamiliar with your kind. Especially you, Zayne. They seem quite unfamiliar with you.
I'm kind of looking around. Zayne's at least kind of looking around a little, well, at least a little awkwardly, because socially speaking, upon the material plane, at least, all this staring is a little, yeah. But, and they're all like draconids, you said, right?
Most of them, yes. There are some more common humanoids, a couple of humans, half-elves, full elves, but for the most part, they are these draconic beings.
Well, I will. Are there any somewhat nearby? Like, how close is the nearest person?
Well, let me just roll.
So I think I'd probably
here.
kind of address vocally the. I would vocally address probably one of the nearest people, so I'm not like shouting to a massive crowd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, all right. One of the draconic humanoids seems a bit closer than most. He appears to be of the copper descent.
Mm-hmm.
He appears to be a descendant of the copper race, and he seems quite well, let me just share this.
So we'll decide what exactly I greet with.
Yeah, let me just.
Wait.
He seems almost like the warrior type, as he eyes you.
Okay. I will essentially say, salutations and good tidings, Sir Knight, in Draconic.
Ah, he speaks our tongue. And he turns to you with a curious look as his let me zoom in on there really quick. I think it's like a greenish silvery slitted eyes just peer at you. He speaks our tongue. This is good. We welcome you, adventurers, champions, to our sanctum. I am called Ikroskar the Brave. And he bows deeply to you, Zayne.
Zayne returns the bow as what's the word I'm looking for here? As humbly as possible, and responds. Is this whole exchange in Draconic, I assume?
Yes.
Him too? Okay.
He is speaking specifically in Draconic, yes.
Alright, I will continue in Draconic. I will say...
As a train goes by.
Shoot, motherfucker!
Shoot, motherfucker!
We are the pain train. Wow. Alvor the pain train.
Oh, man.
Sorry about that.
No,
it's okay.
You're fine. It was funny though.
Cool. I will respond in Draconic. We are the aptly anointed champions. We received an invitation via your Aramis the Loyal. I am Zayne Coralyn of Naya. With me are my companions Alvor Roswald of Place You're From, and Bhakti Highleaf of the Marsvipen Islands.
Alvor bows when he hears his name.
Hello.
It is good to see that Aramis has chosen well, as he nods to the three of you. Come, I will guide you to our... I suppose the term would be ancestors for you. And he beckons you to follow him as you make your way. Yeah. as you make your way through the city-esque landscape towards this massive tower that seems to what is an unintimidating term for loom over the entire landscape?
Is it phallic?
It is quite phallic in nature, calling back to a calling back to a phrase of an old friend. It is quite phallic in nature. However, as you approach it, it seems to just almost it seems to almost grow even larger in size and stature as you approach, in a way that does not necessarily make sense to your perceptions. It's as if the space-time around the tower seems to be in flux as you make your way to the entrance. And I would like the three of you to make perception checks as you cross the threshold into the tower. Alvor. Yeah. Okay.
Also, first of all, that was the wrong roll. No, wait. Oh, no, that was... Yeah, no, I did it correctly. I just got a 1.
Okay. Right. Chaotic, are you able to roll?
Oh, 1 second.
Sorry, I'm here. Yep, I can roll.
Okay,
What
excellent.
am I rolling again?
Perception. As you make your way into the tower.
It would probably be helpful for me to open up the damn sheet.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Sorry, I'm just a little distracted. I'm also sitting outside because I didn't want to annoy anybody inside.
That's all right. No rush.
It's a little cold.
Oh my gosh, are you going to be okay?
I'll be fine. No problem. No worries.
It's not that cold. He is from, like, mid, upper...
Midlands.
Yeah, Midlands.
Perception. I'll be fine. As long as it's not windy, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. I'm going to look at everything.
Wow, all right. So, Alvor, okay, 24, 2, okay. So, Zeal and Zayne, as you cross the threshold, you notice that, as you make your way inside, the door closes, and then like it fluctuates in space slightly, and then there's another identical door a couple of feet down the wall from where you just entered. Alvor, you do not notice this at all.
Alvor's a tourist. Just
Yeah, he's a tourist. Yeah, perfect.
So the large doors you said closed behind us, and there's another
It
set
closed-
just front.
Yeah, an identical set of doors appeared a few feet down the wall from where you just entered, as if the door vanished and then reappeared.
Oh, okay.
And as you make your way down this massive corridor, it seems like a lot of various doors appear to be doing the same. It seems as though everything connected to this tower appears to be in some sort of flux between space-time, realities, dimensions, all coalescing into this one massive phallic tower.
God damn it.
A fowler, if you will.
A falter, if you will.
God.
Jesus Christ.
beyond.
Zeal may appear slightly uncomfortable, if only because it's still all stuff kind of beyond like what he's used to. So, oh my! Lots of magic. Lots of magic.
Lots of magic. And finally, reaching the end of this corridor, Ikroskar turns to the three of you. Beyond this lies the chamber of our ancestors. I ask, are you ready?
Well, I assume that's what the trials were for.
It's in common or draconic?
He has swapped to a sort of broken common, but still understandable common.
That's what we came all this way for.
Alvor nods.
And Ikroskar reaches back, unsheaths a great sword, and stands to the side, stabbing the tip in to the ground. Then enter. Yeah, just the tip. Barely even the tip. Barely even the tip. Got him. And then enter and be judged. And the doors open into, well, what appears to be almost like an amphitheater of sorts. And all around it, space-time seems to be in flux. Do you choose to enter?
Yes.
Going to assume so?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going, yep.
All right. So, the three champions enter. And as you make your way inside, you see this amphitheater-esque area is filled with I suppose the word would be like pylons or monoliths. I think monoliths would be the correct term. There are 4 monoliths on...
Obelisks.
Yes, obelisks works as well. There are 4 obelisks on the left and the right sides, and then a final 5th obelisk that has cracked in half and is currently in tatters. Basically, it's crumbled, and upon each of these obelisks there is a massive dragon.
Whoa.
How big is this room? Oh my.
This room, the room itself, just the amphitheater portion is... Have you ever been to or seen the Colosseum in Rome?
Yes, I know what it is.
Yeah, very much like the size of the Colosseum times like 5, and so these dragons themselves are absolutely massive in this area. And each one is gazing down at you.
Alvor has resistance to fear.
That's
He will
true.
be okay. Even I'm worried about that many dragons.
And as you make your way to the central area. The silver dragon speaks in a feminine but very much regal tone. Champions of the mortal realm, welcome to the sanctum of the Grey Order. I am called Emat, the Bright. And these are my brothers, Chrono, the Patient, as she gestures to the brass dragon. I need to pull up the copper dragon here. Egosir, the Fierce, and Elrin, the Protector, as she gestures to the copper and then the bronze dragon.
Might be a good idea for you to change their names as well on the...
I am, yes. That was...
So we can actually remember those.
Yep.
Zayne is going to, after that introduction, Zayne's going to, like, very quickly get down on one knee and tell them we are humbled by your invitation and presence, my lord.
And...
It's back.
oh, another train. Get that. And finally, Chrono the Patient. Okay, I think I've got all of them. Yes, and yes. Excellent. And Elrin dips its head down to look at the three of you. I recognize them. It was their battle which awakened me from underneath the mountain. I thank you, for if it was not for you facing that evil, I may never have awakened and faced what we see now.
This is the bronze one, correct?
This is the bronze dragon, yes. Elrin the Protector.
Zeal is going to end up looking over to him with somewhat wide eyes, seeing as, he woke up literally from his island, so he's kind of...
Yep.
Still trying to piece things together, basically.
I'm happy we could do that, my lord Elrin, but how did we... Was it... Zayne's honestly trying to think back on this. He remembers that Schism dispelled a portal which killed a bunch of blacks mid-flight.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were otherwise fighting a Thunin, but I'm having trouble remembering, like, even if I don't... Zayne does not recall what could have prompted, what we could have done to prompt that awakening. Which is why he asked.
If I may, the brass dragon, Chrono the Patient, responds. There are certain individuals in the world who have been blessed with a portion of the prime dragons. We call these individuals those possessing paracausality. Those who are able to manipulate fate against what seems like unspeakable odds, and will their fates into existence.
So we're imbued with what was preordained?
And Emot, as as Zeal is trying to wrap his head around that in particular, Emot's going to chuckle slightly. At the beginning of the world's creation, it was I who laid out the ley lines of this world, and in the process imbued certain mortals with the power to direct their own fate. And these mortals, from my estimates, have in some way or another passed on their power upon you. And so you stand before us.
Oh.
Almost like a little bit of... So it's crude way of putting it, but reincarnate. But like a piece of it, like a almost
sort
like
of, yes.
A ley line. Okay.
If you think about it, it's kind of similar to the mythos of the sorcerer bloodlines, sort of, where in some point long ago your ancestors they had some sort of power, and through their various descendants, you came along and were imbued with a portion of that power.
And the ley lines directed that passage of fate onto all the moments that lead up to where we are now.
Essentially, yes.
Feeds me things.
It does. It does.
It's the creation of the world. You claim to have been there at the start, that you were the ones who laid down the planet?
Emot smiles, just a small smile. Come, and I shall tell you of the creation of our world. And let's see. Long ago, our father... Yeah.
Sorry, that's the first thing that came to mind.
Long ago, the dragon god Apsu and the dragon god Tiamat came together, and through their union formed the world in its prime chaotic state. And in their union, they also birthed the prime chromatic dragons. The one you know as Morgala was the first of their union. But at the same time, our gods, Io and Bahamut, came together as well, birthing the prime metallic dragons, the 4 that you see here today, and a 5th The one that came before us all. Our golden brother, who fell at the hands of Morgalla. And let's see. It was my siblings who ordered the world and crafted the mortal races, who gave them the intelligence to harness their own destiny. It was Egosir the Fierce who gave them bravery, who gave them the strength to stand up to those who would tyrannize them. Elrin the Protector, who gave them the belief that the weak are to be protected by the strong, and that the weak can become the strong. It was Chrono the Patient who gave them the wisdom of the ages, the wisdom to pass down those lessons that they had learned. And it was I, Emat the Bright, who gave them the intelligence and taught them that magic that they know and that has spread throughout the lands. It was I, Emat, who brought that to them. I crafted the ley lines so that mortals could harness its power. Whether that was the smartest idea, had I known what the chromatic dragons had planned, I do not know. But the chromatic dragons also had their plans for the mortal races. Each held within them lust, greed, pride, gluttony, sloth, and so much more, that they would infect the mortals with these desires and corrupt them from within. It is for this reason that we created the Trials of the Infinite Forest. That those willing to face these base vices would be able to confront them and prove themselves worthy of the Grey Order, of standing where you stand now and accepting our gift. Don't just fucking sit there. Why not?
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
I mean, if you're sitting there IRL, in real life, if someone just came to you and be like, so this is the secret of all creation. All right, hold up.
Oh, hold up. Whoa. All right.
Hold up.
So, whoa, just, whew, okay,
Whoa,
just brain
take it
explode a
easy.
little bit. 1 sec, okay. Yeah.
I mean, Zeal probably is actually, like, sitting here confused. So, yeah.
So in their own way, the chromatics are a form of infection, though some are more infectious, and some are more aggressive with what they desire to infect. Hence, this great war that Morgalla's been manipulating all this time.
Morgalla, as the firstborn of the chromatic dragons, sees himself as king of all dragons. And long ago, he slew his father, Apsu, and gained dominion over law itself. He speaks, and his will comes into being. He has communed with forces that we dare not even imagine.
And well, he's looking. Zayne turns to look at Alvor's sword. I'm glad that I can understand being entrusted with the proper tool to face such power, but even all this time I've been wondering if this sword, as powerful as it may be, would be enough to take on someone as powerful as him.
He goes here. His voice rumbles. A sword is merely the instrument of the one who wields it. Those blessed with paracausality drive their own fate. And with that sword you can channel your will into the world. And it is, and Chrono chimes in, and it is not only the sword that you have at your disposal. You have made waves in the world, champions. You have made many allies. You have made many friends, those who are willing to stand with you at the precipice of oblivion.
Huh. Did you have something to say?
I'm trying to think. And Zayne is, he's our representative. We should probably just tell him like we're ready to receive the blessing of the Grey Order.
The only other thing I can think is that Zeal might have something to chime in, but I'm not entirely sure.
You are free to chime in. Each of you is a champion in their own right.
Yeah, I mean, we made it past their trial. We are recognized. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, about all I can say is that Zeal, who hasn't actually knelt or done anything along those lines, but necessarily out of disrespect, I don't know, but still, he's just going to look to them. So, would knowledge religion have tell me anything about dragons in general? Or is it kind of
Sure.
general knowledge?
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead, knowledge religion.
Good
Go ahead,
creatures.
knowledge religion.
Based on everything that I've read and all that kind of fun junk.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Okay. You are familiar with the gods Apsu, Tiamat, Io, and Bahamut, and that they, each one represents one of the 4 cardinal directions on what we in real life call the alignment chart. So, Apsu is the dragon god of law. Tiamat is the dragon god of chaos. Io is good, and Bahamut is evil. And so the union of Apsu and Tiamat birthed the world and the prime chromatic dragons, and the union of Io and Bahamut birthed the creation of the mortal races and the prime metallic dragons.
Excuse me. Okay.
I do have something else just occurred to me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in character, if Morgalla has taken has assumed the ownership of one of the core ley lines of creation, then say that we are victorious. Would that throw everything into distortion for a time, or
perhaps does the mantle fall to the one who slays Morgalla? Because if Morgalla slayed his father and took upon his mantle of law, then if he just kind of looks over to Alvor for a second, if Alvor then is to slay Morgalla, would he take on the mantle? Is that how that works? Is that how godhood works? Kind of scratches his head.
The mantle of godhood is... She ponders for a moment. Yes and no. Alvor himself would not take the mantle of godhood. However, his essence would birth a new god of law who would take the place of the dead god Apsu. Morgalla has chosen to assume the mantle himself, and for this pride he must be dealt with. Pride that would slay gods is no pride that we wish in this world.
Well, now I'm just trying to run it through my head with Zealous, so I don't know. Unless he does. We'll figure it out. I don't fucking.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. We'll hash out
bullshit going on.
Yeah, we will hash out the details once
once all is said and done.
Yeah, once all is said and done.
There's a lot going on here. And there's a lot that I've been learning in these past months. It's barely been that long. I left my islands assuming I knew so much, and now I know nothing.
That moment when you realize that Zeal only left his island a year ago.
Yeah, just, shit. Or, I know very little. But there most certainly is one thing that I do know. And it's as you've stated. Vritra must die for his crime. And whatever you will offer us to help would be greatly appreciated, Lord Dragon. Then he will bow his head. He will put his hands together and give a short, small bow.
The realm of Abyssian corrupts all within. With our blessing you may traverse that realm, and fear not of its corruptive nature. Come forth, choose your patron, and we will bestow upon you a small portion of our power, that you may traverse his realm and slay that which calls himself king.
Which dragon are you guys choosing?
We have to make a choice. Go over the options again.
So,
Well,
from the
was
notes
each of
that
us
I
choosing
took-
a dragon, or is it all
This
of us
is-
choosing one dragon?
This is you choosing a single dragon for each of you choosing one dragon.
So
Each
from
of you
the
chooses
notes
a
that I
different dragon.
took- The notes that I took, they consist of bravery, protector, patience and wisdom, and aptitude and magic.
Yeah,
One more
If
time?
you go into the journal, he rewrote all the.
It actually
names
has
so
the
you know who they
names,
are.
yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yamat, the bright, the fierce, the protector, and the patient. Chrono sounds like it has something to like you with time, patience, wisdom. Elwyn, the protector, about protecting the weak and sickly. The fierce being aggression, being action, being that kind of thing, and bright being intelligence.
That's for me.
Magic. The fierce.
Yeah.
The fierce? All right.
I mean, I was probably going to end up choosing Elrin just because he came from my island, so I kind of feel like almost like that would just be the natural choice.
Okay.
It makes sense.
And I mean, I guess either one makes sense for Zayne, to be honest, because he's a
Yeah.
pretty damn smart cookie. That's for sure. He's also a pretty damn patient cookie.
Yeah. Yamat the Bright was the one who gifted magic, right?
Yes, she was the one who forged the ley lines of the world and made it so that mortals could harness its power.
Okay. Tough pick between the two, but I think I will approach Yamat.
All right. So, Zayne is choosing Emot the Bright. Zeal is choosing Elrin the Protector. And Alvor is choosing Egosir the Fierce. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, silver, bronze, and copper. All right. So, as each one of you...
Sorry, I was just gonna say I may tell Elrin as such why I chose him if he asks. So, well, you came from my island. I guess it means well, we're related in some way. So
Elrin-
sorry.
Elrin, upon you saying this, will smile. He'll like have a small smile on his face, and he will say in a low voice, "Indra would be proud of your choice. Now accept the gift of the bronze dragonflight." As he reaches a claw forward, and a single talon reaches and taps your forehead. And on your forehead, it looks almost like an arcane mark. It taps your forehead and like blooms out a symbol of some kind. And Emot, Zayne, if you have words for Emot before she bestows her gift upon you.
I'm not sure if he would.
Okay. In that case, she smiles and reaches down with a claw. A single talon taps you on the forehead, and you feel this surge of arcane energy through you as your forehead lights up with this mark as well. And Alvor, do you have a word for Egosir before he bestows his gift?
It seems kind of it's the others haven't said anything. I don't really want to upstage them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So now
That's fine.
I'll just sort of bow and close my eyes.
That's fine. And so he will reach down and tap your forehead, and you'll feel this surge of, like, physical prowess just surge through your entire being. And upon your forehead, you gain a similar symbol to what the other two party members have received as well. Okay, so with that, congratulations. In realms of dragons, you are treated as being dragonkin.
Whoa.
Each of you gets a +2 insight bonus to a ability score of your choosing, and you now have the allies of the Grey Order. You have been accepted as champions in their eyes, and each of you bears an insignia of their choice. Similar, do you guys remember a while back there was this emblem of the primordial one?
Yes.
No.
You remember the what? I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Specifically, it showed up in that kobold cave. That's where it showed up last. It's similar in nature to that. However, it is a different insignia on your forehead. And so it sort of marks you as a champion of that dragon flight. So, congratulations, guys. You are honorary champions of the Grey Order.
But did we level up?
Stay tuned.
Woo! Good stuff. I'm choosing wisdom because that makes sense for me. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna stick with charisma.
All right. Alvor,
So, I mean,
what would you
strength
like
would
to?
work amazingly well as well, but I'm a monk.
Sorry. So I get to choose.
You get to choose
+2 on my ability
any
score?
single a +2 insight bonus on your ability score. Yes, on
Insight.
one chosen ability score.
Probably strength or dex.
Let me take a look at your sheet real quick. I would like.
Well, yeah,
yes,
so-
I would like to, by default, open up PDFs with Adobe Acrobat, please. Thank you. Let's see. 6. Honestly, either one would work for you. Strength would be bonuses to hit and damage. Dexterity would be plus to AC. Yeah. It's up to you.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Man.
Oh gee, Rick, I don't know.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gee.
Watch this.
Like
Okay.
Zoink Scoop.
God damn it.
Watch this. Okay. I know what to do. 1d2.
Perfect.
So one will be strength, 2 will be dex.
Hey! Dex it is. All right.
You a fast
Plus
boy.
1. Plus 1 to AC. Nice. All right. So now, based on your discussions in the forest, I believe you have a city to save. As Emot smiles down at the three of you. You're more than welcome to peruse the sanctum at any time. Those markings on your forehead have given you the ability to transport yourselves instantly here at any time.
Oh,
Nice. Spiffy.
As champions of the Grey Order, you have this sanctum as a wellspring of power, as a safe location for you to recover. And to gain the wisdom of those who have come before and who will come after.
hello, Canada.
We bow in thanks.
I appreciate your kindness and generosity.
You can ensure
Should we,
you'll see me again.
Out of character, should we peruse the city? Are there like any, I don't know, fancy Dragonkin shops that we should check out before we go back? I think she might have been offering to teleport us back to the place, the city. Yeah, Renfall.
If it's been 3 days, we might want to go back to Redfall. We can come back when she literally said we can come back whenever we want. So, if before we go to see Morgalla himself, we might as well kill his daughter first, then come back here, and then we can go see Ragnael's castle, but he's probably out at the moment, and then go see Morgalla.
Yeah, there you go.
Because of course he'd be out.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
The Marquis.
Don't cross the campaigns.
Don't cross the streams. That feeling when we just make main and evil have the same end. Just play all the characters at once.
Just everyone comes together for one final fuck it up campaign to finish off Morgalla.
Woo! Be great.
Yeah,
oh well.
that'd be funny.
Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so back to Renfall then?
I assume so.
I suppose so.
Okay.
I don't think we need anything else. We're in the end game. Time to we go back to the city, see if anybody else wants to offer us cool magic shit, and then go join the battlefront and fucking kill the not a Thunin. We slammed a sword down his throat. So, I mean, he's probably
That would
still
be
alive. But,
it'd be Ildri. Ildri is the
I think
sister.
If I can manage
she needs
to,
a sword down her throat too.
if I can manage to nab a staff sometime in between any of that, then we'll be in all right shape.
We have this amazing blacksmith who made a +5 sword for Alvor. I think we could probably go to him and ask for some help.
Well, think about it. The Grey Order is where he came from. So
That makes sense.
He's
probably
he is
a
what
dragon-marked individual.
he was I believe I said this. He was what they called an Iron Lord.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it was his specific designation. Anyway, so you guys are teleporting back to Renfall then?
Oh, do we want to take an opportunity to rest first? Because I did burn through some magic when we were going through the forest. Actually, I burned through a lot of resources in the forest.
Well, if that's all right, yeah, I guess we might as well rest if we were allowed to look at the city a little bit while we rested before we left.
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine. Sure.
Yeah, I'm down.
So 8-hour rest to regain spells, hit points, all that fun stuff.
All right. So, 8-hour rest, and during the process, you are also going to explore the sanctum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, during your various travels, you come across this. It's a fairly decently sized what could be described as an inn. Actually, more accurate would be like a magical barracks. Would be more accurate. So you enter and you have various, you have like a area where people are eating and socializing, and then you have areas where they have their own little quarters and they're sleeping, and then there's an area outside where they're training, and you actually see Ikroskar from earlier training against one of his other copper brethren, as well as another. Let me get this here. As well as another dragonkin who's just observing Ikroskar closely as he fights one of his brethren. He spars.
Alright.
Cool.
Alright.
Alvor's gonna stop and just, check it out. Watch him spar.
You see, as you watch, you're quite impressed. Ikroskar specifically is using a two-handed greatsword, but it seems like it's like the same greatsword as before. But at this point, it seems as though it's grown even larger than what you remember seeing in the hallway, in the corridor going down to the Prime Dragons. It seems like he's using a much larger version of that same sword. And the Dragonkin next to him, like the Dragonkin that's fighting him, appears to be using 2 daggers. Specifically, what's the dagger with like really pointed crossguards? It's specifically for like catching the. Yes, a sai. Yeah, he's using 2 sais and is managing pretty well against him. But you can see that this is quite the sparring match between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nothing in particular I need to do unless just gonna watch for a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume unless you have anything specific for us to do that would be useful, we probably just finish resting.
Okay. Yep. In that case, if there is nothing in particular, then yeah, go ahead and do your 8-hour rest, and we will join back up on the following day. So you wake up decently early. Go down to the just like the cafeteria-esque area where folks are getting various foodstuffs in the morning, and
now we can gorge.
Now is an appropriate time for the feast. Food.
Yep.
I may not need to eat much, but that don't mean I don't like to eat.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good way of looking at it. That's a good way of looking at it. You ain't gonna turn down. No. For the Grey Order, they serve. Let's see. Got waffles. Was it Spiredown that had pancakes? Was it?
thought
Spider
Narr'tor in
have the
general was waffles.
yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
It could
'cause I
have
know
been
that-
Windfall waffles.
I know that it was Rinfall waffles that was like specifically a thing. Well, you know what?
Crepes. Dragon crepes.
There you go, crepes.
Perfect. You're getting Grey Order dragon crepes for breakfast. As opposed, they have they're made with dragon fruit.
Hey.
Hey,
Dragon
there you
fruit
go.
crepes.
That's perfect. So I'm just gonna write this down here. Dragon crepes. Anyway, so you just sit on down, and during your morning meal, a couple of dragonkin come over to you and sit along at your table here. A Kroskar you recognize, however, the other two you do not. And as they sit, the silver dragonkin stares at Zeal in particular. This one says that you are the champions that we have heard much about from Aramis the Loyal.
Taking a big gulp of crepe. Yes, I believe so. Yes, we are. I am Zeal in the common tongue, Bhakti of Highleaf. This is Zayne and Alvor.
I see. I am called Ygretrin the Savant. And I am sure you've met Kroskar the Brave, and this is, he gestures to his brass dragonkin on his other side. This is Krokrik the Wise. We have seen many champions, but none quite like yourselves. What is it that the ancestors see in the three of you that they have not seen in many champions before you? Just to make sure I've got everyone on there.
Our directive is to slay the primordial one himself. Preserve our material. Preserve the material plane.
All three dragonkin's eyes widen. You are... Wait. You are to slay Morgalla? And he gets... His voice, dips in volume quite low when he says, Morgalla?
That is our charge.
Ygretrin looks to the dragonkin on either side of him, leans forward. We seek to assist you in this endeavor.
Well, we were just... I'm not sure how much tell you've heard in the material plane, but his his daughter, that of deception, right? Is it deception?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Ildri of deception seems to be manipulating Alvor's nation into warring with the Narr'tor nation. If you so desire, we would appreciate any help we can get in if you would like to consider that a first step to opposing him.
Ikroskar, he like, his nostrils flare just slightly. We are forbidden from meddling in mortal affairs. However, times are changing. There is a new breeze in the air. And Krokrik, the brass one on the other side of Igetrin, perhaps it's time the Grey Order makes itself known to the world in a proper way. And Igetrin looks between the two of them. We will assist you. I will speak with the one you know as Aramis the Loyal, and see if she will join as well.
There are legions of foes. Appreciate all the help.
Legions are nothing before those of the Grey Order. We will stand with you and protect the mortal realm. If what you say is true, and the aspect of deception makes her move with these armies, then we will stop at nothing to prevent this fate from coming to pass.
Good warriors at our side, Alright.
We are most grateful.
The honor is ours to fight alongside champions of the Grey Order.
Sweet.
All right.
Then, Zayne's going to, whatever type of beverage he's lifting, he will lift it to the other dragonkin.
Alvor too.
Here's to
Saving the world.
yeah, I guess so.
Saving the world, new alliances, a new beginning.
Aye.
I could drink to that.
We all clink our glasses together.
Clink.
Perfect.
You have 3 new friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo, perfect.
Friendship. One's the aspect of loyalty, and one's the aspect of friendship, and one's the aspect of
Generosity,
generosity,
and kindness. And welcome to My Little Pony Meets D&D.
Oh my god.
This is Igetrin, also known as Twilight Sparkle.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez. It's okay. Those were actually Neighrator. You were here when I was doing it. I was trying to come up with names and whatnot for all of these.
Yeah.
It's like the aspect of kindness and generosity and all of that. So, yeah. So that's what I was coming up with. Anyway, yeah. So, that morning, you fill your bellies with a good portion of dragon crepes and make new allies. And as you make your way towards the the tower, you are joined once more by a familiar face. Aramis, the Loyal. This one has heard that you have made new allies in the Grey Order. This is good.
Will you be joining this fight as well then?
I seek to not lose the good friends I have made in the War Council. I will join you.
A bow of gratitude.
The more warriors in a good fight, the better the chances.
And certainly if what I've heard is true, and the aspect of deception walks among them, we will need all the swords we can get. Let's move before we arrive too late.
Right.
Stuff the last crepe in my mouth and go.
Perfect. Perfect. 10 out of 10.
Perfect. He's very good.
Is very good. All right. So, with that, let's see. As you gather with the 4 Dragonkin, Egetrin holds out a hand to the group. Let us join as one ring. Join hands, and I will take us there.
All right. Friend circle, let's do it.
Friends circle. And those who can speak Draconic are able to hear him say, "Greater teleport," as you are sucked through reality and space-time and emerge on the plains just outside of Renfall. And let me just... Pew. And in fact, you are... Oh. I hear
Sorry.
a beeping. It's all good.
The teleport door is ajar.
Teleport door's ajar. Oh shit!
Dimension
Oh
door
shit!
is ajar.
Dimension door's ajar.
Hopping back
It's
in
okay.
my car
It's
to
okay.
At least plug in the phone for like 5 minutes so that I have
All
have
good.
power to last through the rest of the session.
That's
One of them's
all
like,
good.
What? Were you raised in a barn?
Alright, so with that, I'm going to say we take a quick 5-minute pee break, and we will resume on the plains.
Perfect timing. 5 minutes to charge my fucking phone.
Yeah!
Alright.
Just...
Hello?
Well, hi.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Okay, so are you guys ready?
Caddock's not here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll give him time. I'm gonna eat my Sabrina's birthday cake in the meantime.
Oh, what kind?
Chocolate.
Okay. I had ice cream cake for my birthday. Finished the last of it just yesterday.
Nice. This was the one that I think I posted it on Twitter. Or, no, she posted it, and then I retweeted it.
That's right.
But it was that SpongeBob. I thought of something funny in 24. 25. Yeah. That's the good shit.
Popping all that good shit a second ago. Oh, hey, I realized what I never did tonight. There we go. So I forgot to roll my 100.
Oh, yeah.
We starting back up?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will go sit back down at my computer then.
All right.
I, in my infinite wisdom, did not charge my phone over the course of the day, but then the very fact it lasted all day is pretty powerful in and of itself. So. I also had to call them to get something fixed because apparently, I guess OnePlus, it works with Verizon, but not perfectly. So they had to do some fiddling around in the background. Yeah. They had to do some background fiddling, but now I can get my text messages again. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
That's a thing.
I mean, otherwise, I like it. I think it's fun.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
Let's see. Excuse me. Had a little bit go down the wrong windpipe. All right. Let's check here. All right. I think we're all set and ready to go, and I think we may call it a little bit early tonight, just because of where we are right now. And then I'll get things all prepped and ready for the eventual battle for next Monday. Anyway. Let's jump right into the plains outside of Renfall. So, our brave heroes have teleported through space-time from the Grey Order to Renfall. And in the area that you land, you see a couple of... Oh, excuse me. You see a couple of... Oh, we'll just say... You land in the middle of what seems to be like soldier camps.
We didn't random a wrong soldier camp, did we?
You see that these bear the insignia of Renfall. So yes, you are in the correct war camp.
Wrong side, wrong side!
Hey, guess it again! Guess it again!
Oh, geez, that'd be funny. As funny as that would be, no.
We'll see you tomorrow.
As funny as that would be, no, you end up in the correct spot. So, in this war camp, you see various tents being put up. You see, like, infirmaries, like field medics and all that, just getting their supplies all together. You see soldiers gathering, like spears, swords, shields, the whole 9 yards. They're really digging their heels in, getting prepped for what could be quite a bloody battle. You even see a couple of spellcasters as you walk through the camp, preparing their spells for the coming battle, reading their spell books, preparing various spell components for the eventual conflict. And at a pretty far end to the west side of the camp, you spot a very large tent, which appears to be the officer quarters.
Well, I assume that's the direction that we would probably need to go.
Let's make our way there.
Introduce them to the help we've brought.
All right. So you make your way into the. Excuse me. You make your way into the camp, the tent specifically, and inside is Guard Captain Royella. And she turns to look at you and smiles when she sees that the champions have returned, and is a bit surprised when she sees 4 other individuals enter. One she's familiar with, the other 3 not so much.
We have returned and we bring friends.
I'm glad. It's good to see that you've managed to arrive in time. Just in time, in fact. Our scouts predict that the armies will be upon us within the next 12 hours. And she looks to the other dragonkin. Friends of yours, Aramis? And Aramis nods. Yes, they are allies. Members of the Grey Order, who have agreed to assist us in the coming battle. Well, that's just what we need right now, honestly. The soldiers, I'm not sure if we are prepared for the numbers that we're facing. But with the 8 of us out on the battlefield, I'm sure we will be able to turn the tide. I hope we'll be able to turn the tide.
The most important thing will be taking care of 3.
And I trust that I can leave that to you 3.
With pleasure.
Just crack my knuckles. Neck crack. Oh, that one hurt. Yes.
Until you reach that point, though, I will need you to help me lead the armies into our battle. And this is where you see the table in the middle has a map of the local area, along with various markers of the coming army based on scout reports, and then the markers of the city of Renfall, and then the armies of Renfall.
All right, here we go, guys. Fire Emblem. Let's go. shit.
My civilization skills are going to be tested now.
Yep. This is so you have an army of Renfall has an army of about 5,000. Now, based on the reports, the army that is coming are split into two different groups. One is coming from the direct east, that is 6,000 troops, and then one is coming in to reinforce them from the northeast with another 6,000.
Then we will fight in the shade.
Unfortunately, most of the area surrounding Renfall is farmland. However, there is, before they reach the farmlands, there is a river that they have to cross. And they have... Royella has decided that the two armies would best fight. Their best advantage would be to fight as the army emerges from crossing the river. The scouts have preemptively blown up the bridge with alchemist fire. They have burned the bridge down, and it has rubble. It is crumbled into the river and is unusable. So the army will have to cross along a shallow strait, roughly 2,000 feet across, so about a half a mile across.
Is that so?
Yes.
Is that so?
Yes. So the strait is about 2,000. So the river strait is about 2,000 feet across from one end to the other, and that is where the armies will have to cross in order to enter Renfall territory. Royella was hoping that she would be able to get some druids and soldiers from Naya to be able to assist with this endeavor. However, she wasn't exactly counting on Morgalla coming to interrupt an orcish raid. Nor was she expecting an orcish raid to break through and render... render the city unable to assist with anything other than its own recovery efforts. So right now she is between a rock and a hard place with this situation. So.
And of course, Fire Down, still reeling from a fucking meteor destroying half.
Yeah.
Not like it's going to be able to do anything to help either. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
time to summon some water elementals, boys. We're going in.
So
that and I got this really, really juicy spell I get for being a Watersinger that I've been dying to use. And if they have to ford a river, I get to finally fucking use it.
Oh.
Depending on how things look. You want me to post it in game time?
Go ahead, post it in game time.
Happy to take a look.
Boosh.
Let me take a look, see here. That's probably the sound it's going to make, too.
Ah.
Summon Charybdis, or Charybdis, or whatever the fuck its name is. From Iliad, the Odyssey, or whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. Nice. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. So, The whirlpool is 50 foot deep, 30 foot wide at top, and 5 foot wide at the base. Okay. Interesting.
It's an option.
Yeah, it is a potential option. So
I'll go. I'm going to say that out of character that I'll be able to announce that spell to the group.
Okay.
That, that's something I can do. If Royala has a plan to like signal me to do it, then we gotta party.
All right. So let's see. Alvor, you have knowledge marshal, yes?
Not on this sheet because I think it got mixed up at some point. But yes, I swapped out dungeoneering and engineering for knowledge marshal.
Dungeon engineering.
Dungeon engineering.
Dungeon engineering. Yeah. Go ahead and roll knowledge marshal.
We'll call it 16. So
all right.
Excuse me, goddamn.
All right, so 25. That'll be good. So, Alvor. They're crossing a strait. So the reason that they're crossing the strait is because it's shallow enough water that they can wade through it without getting washed downstream. You have an idea. If you can get various peasants and farmhands, which a lot of this militia that are coming together for the Renfall side are farmhands, have them dig holes in the strait, like potholes in the strait, to trap and stagger whoever would be making their way over, which would be, of course, the Placerfrumian Guard.
Whatever advantage you can give farmhands against a professional army.
This idea comes to me and I relay it to Royala.
All right. So she takes that info and relays it to one of her messengers to gather a group of 200 farmhands, have them bring their tools, trap the river.
Beautiful.
And then
Zeal.
Well, not bear traps necessarily, because they... However, Zeal, let's have you roll... what would be a good one for you? Roll...
What are you trying to have me figure out? I don't have a lot of knowledge, if that's what you want.
I know. Roll... Let's see. Roll a survival check.
Okay. Not what I wanted. I have 16.
You have the bright idea to have them bring bear traps. And specifically bring bear traps to booby trap any who would be managed to get across the strait. And so bury them in like a light layer of mud to hide like the bear trap teeth. And then when the person steps into the mud, because they're gonna be like sloshing mud, you know? They're gonna have to like really step down, and then they're gonna step down into a bear trap, you know?
Oh yeah, because they're sitting there trying to get through the river, and there's potholes and there's arrows, and they're just like, I just want to get across, and then just fucking gummy bear scream.
Yeah, yeah.
And if there's enough of them blocked, then like their allies won't be able to get around them.
Yep,
'Cause they're stuck
precisely.
there.
Or better yet, they will have to. Zayne, roll intimidation.
Intimidation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Hang on.
He's a very intimidating.
So, Zayne, with the idea from Alvor to pothole the strait, and from Zeal's idea to bear trap the area going in, your idea is as these soldiers are climbing and climbing over the dead corpses of their allies before they even get to the battle, you know that if this goes down as planned, you casting Vortex will essentially break them. They will run. These are soldiers, but they're soldiers.
Yeah, they're not like
They're not
trained elites.
Yeah, they are not. They are not like the King's Guard. They are not the. They are not used to facing off against these paragons of power as you are so used to. These are more or less slightly. As close as you can get to like the orcs that raided your city, that's about as powerful as they are. So show off enough power and they will break.
Any good tactician knows that it's not about completely destroying the enemy, it's about breaking their will to fight.
Only results for my emperor. So I guess that is then bit of a creepy fish face. Then I'll drown every last one of them that even thinks about coming forward. If they make their way forward, if they decide to run back towards their barracks, then they'll either be wanted for desertion or killed by their own and Ildry. If they come forward, well, he's going to look towards Royella. Among the casters, are any of them aptable in any of the various spells that conjure up pits?
I'm not quite familiar with their arcane aptitude in specific spells. You will more than likely have to check yourself. However, they are decently apt in spellcasting. I'm sure you'll be able to come up with something.
All right.
I actually need to check and see what level that is. Oh, okay. Interesting.
It depends on the specific pits. I think the first one
Yeah,
starts at third level.
Yeah, it's just a level
Create
2
pit
spell.
alone is,
Yeah, it's
Oh,
level 2.
There you go.
create pit alone it ain't bad. It's field control.
Yeah. Yep.
We can drop a cluster for low-level soldiers. That's a struggle to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Fall damage too. I mean, probably
Yeah.
enough to incapacitate most of
And then I'll drown them too.
them. Damn.
Damn.
Okay.
Oh man, but there's like only 2 cities standing left in Narr'tor right now, man. Zayne doesn't want this to happen again. What's happened to his hometown?
Mm-hmm.
True. Very true.
The only two left standing are Renfall and Miami.
What about Roxy?
Well, that's a tiny town, though.
That's like a village. That's like a village.
You're right.
Nobody touched
Oh,
Miami
yeah.
because everybody wants to go for the beach episode. You can't have it without it.
Yeah.
They torched the beach episode. The whole fucking
The
beach
whole
episode.
fucking beach. Oh man. All right. In that case, I believe we have our plans. So, over the course of the next week, I would like the three of you to go to the D20 website and look up the rules for mass combat. Because next session we will be, I'll go ahead and link it in the main session channel, but we will be joining our next exciting episode of Champions of Narr'tor on the beginning of this upcoming battle. Thank you all for watching, and we will see all of you in the next exciting episode of Champions of Narr'tor.
Woo! Woo!
Ta-ta, folks.
Goose.
And Alvor, to answer your question from the midpoint of the session, you do not level up today.
We met
But-
the fucking gods of the universe.
But,
Fucking gods of the
but,
Yes.
at the eve, at the end of this battle, you will be level 19.
Assuming we survive.
Assuming you survive, of course. So, until next time, y'all have a good one. For those of you who are watching, I hope you all enjoyed this. Well, honestly, there were a lot of fucking bombshells in this one, but next session there's gonna be even more bombshells in the literal sense. Anyway, y'all have a good one, and we will see you in the next live stream. Bye.
Bye.